Uber, Bitcoin, self-driving cars. Combine those three together, and you have the self-owning taxi. A car that is a corporation that owns itself, pays for the car lease, the car insurance, and the gasoline from the revenues it makes, giving passengers a ride, and there's not a single human involved in that matter.
But having clarity and consistency is ultimately, I think, what makes stablecoin technology and changing how assets move hit an adoption curve where it can affect everybody's life. And so you need regulation, you need clarity in order for everyone to understand how you can operate in the industry. We've always been pushing that from the very beginning. We're the only stablecoin issuer of any real size that has a primary regulator. We operate through a trust company in the state of New York, first one to receive that. And so having that type of regulatory clarity, I think, will do a lot to being able to change what this means to people every single day and how they use this technology.
The CEO of Binance tweeted out that they're buying a whole lot of Bitcoin and Ether using BUSD. They sold about $1 billion of USD for Bitcoin and Ether this morning, spending about $2 on the total transaction. And as CZ pointed out in the tweet, they did it all before the banks were even awake on Monday morning, showing the power of decentralized money all over the globe.
Is that we're a trust company, so we're regulated just like a bank. And the reason that's important is you're not just trusting us because we say you should. We're trusting us because we're regulated. We have oversight. And so unlike anyone else, this actual token itself is regulated. It was approved by the New York Department of Financial Services, which is the banking regulator in New York. So you're not just trusting us. We have regulatory oversight. We have an independent board. Deloitte & Touche is our auditor. We try to tick all the boxes. So this isn't just something that's safe for retail. It's safe for institutions too.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And guys, what do I always tell you? Sit back, get your popcorn, and let things play out. It's all a movie. Once you see the plan play out. Guys, we saw the SEC go after BUSD, which we know is regulated, which is Paxos. Then we know as we're getting this banking crisis, Binance sells BUSD and turns and buys Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other coins while the narrative is out there that the banks are failing and Bitcoin is going to be the solution. And guys, we know this is half the truth because we know all about the fourth industrial revolution. We know the sheep are asleep. And we know when we look at the data, it was not the retail investor helped making these moves. It was the actual whales. And we know the retail investor loves to chase the whales. So the whale can pull the rug. And guys, we know we definitely haven't hit a bottom yet. And how do we know that? Because the drums are not loud enough. And the NWO is at the beginning stages of building the fourth industrial revolution. We know once they decide to come up with an agreement for this debt ceiling, it's going to shrink a lot of liquidity. And they have to have someone to blame. And who to blame? That's the right, crypto. And remember, the crypto teacher told you because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
If you want to put a finger of blame on anybody, blame this administration and members of Congress that have routinely voted for this massive deficit spending. That's what caused the inflation. It's the inflation that caused the interest rate increases. It's the interest rate increases that reduced the value of those bonds and put these banks in jeopardy. So, my problem is Congress has already acted too much in the past, but I am highly concerned about nationalizing all of this risk. When there are no consequences for taking inordinate risks, people take even greater and greater risks, and it'll make the system even less stable. So that's the problem we're in right now. And I'm highly concerned about nationalizing, for example, a national currency. More central control is going to be worse. Obviously, Dodd-Frank didn't work. When the government involves itself in the marketplace, generally it screws things up.
Well, you make a good point, and I know you raised this when you grilled Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen on inflation last week during the Finance Committee hearing. Let's take a look at that. Watch.
But would you agree those are the top three causes of inflation? Deficit spending, high energy costs, and supply dislocations?
I don't believe the deficit spending is one of the main causes
You
of
don't?
inflation.
So she says it's not deficit spending, Senator. Okay, the Democrats borrowed $5 trillion plus in the last 2 years. Yellen is going to speak to the American Bankers Association. The Washington, D.C. summit is happening this morning, and she's saying a lot of the same things.
Well, she's either delusional or she's not being honest with the American public. And I don't think this administration is being honest with the public, but I also know they're denying reality as well.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
Cryptoteacher and the new World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate. Not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.